In the story of the FIFA World Cup, no national team casts a longer shadow than Brazil. The yellow shirt, the blue shorts, the rhythm of attacking football, and the expectation of greatness have become part of the tournament's identity. Brazil is not simply one of the great World Cup nations. It is the country most closely associated with the competition's mythology. Across generations, the Seleção has represented both success and style, combining trophies with moments that shaped how fans imagine the beautiful game. The numbers are extraordinary, but the meaning behind them is bigger. Brazil's World Cup history is a story of consistency, reinvention, rivalry, heartbreak, and a standard that every other football power has had to measure itself against. The FIFA World Cup has two broad stages: qualification and the finals. Qualification takes place before the main tournament and determines which countries earn the right to compete on the global stage. The finals are the tournament itself, hosted in one or more countries, where qualified teams fight for the title. Today, the finals format has expanded to 48 teams, reflecting the World Cup's global reach. But Brazil's place in the competition is unique because the Seleção has never missed a single edition. Since the first tournament, Brazil has always been there. No absence. No break in the timeline. And remarkably, Brazil has never needed a playoff to secure its place. That uninterrupted presence gives Brazil's World Cup record a historical depth no other country can match. Brazil's biggest headline achievement is simple: 5 World Cup titles. No country has won more. Those championships came in 1958, 1962, 1970, 1994, and 2002, spanning different eras, different tactical trends, and different generations of players. That matters because football changes constantly. A nation can dominate one era and then fade as the sport evolves. Brazil did something harder. It built winning teams across decades. The 1958 and 1962 titles established Brazil as a global power. The 1970 team became a symbol of football artistry. The 1994 victory showed discipline and resilience. The 2002 triumph brought attacking star power back to the top. Together, those 5 trophies tell a story of adaptation as much as dominance. Brazil's achievements are not limited to first place. The country has also finished second twice, third twice, and fourth twice. That pattern shows how often Brazil has gone deep into the tournament, even when it did not win the final prize. In World Cup terms, reaching the last 4 is a sign of elite consistency because the margins become extremely small. One injury, one tactical mistake, one penalty, or one moment of brilliance can decide everything. Brazil's repeated presence near the top proves that its success is not built only on a handful of golden summers. It is part of a broader structure: talent production, football culture, national expectation, and the ability to rebuild after disappointment. One of the most striking parts of Brazil's record is that the Seleção has won World Cups away from its own continent. Alongside Argentina, Spain, and Germany, Brazil is one of the few nations to achieve that level of global adaptability. Brazil's titles came in Sweden in 1958, Chile in 1962, Mexico in 1970, the United States in 1994, and South Korea and Japan in 2002. Those locations matter. Winning in Europe, South America, North America, and Asia means coping with different climates, crowds, travel demands, and football cultures. It also means carrying expectation into unfamiliar environments. Brazil's ability to win across continents helped turn the team from a national powerhouse into a truly global World Cup institution. The statistical scale of Brazil's World Cup record is enormous. Across 22 tournaments, Brazil has played 114 matches, won 76 of them, and lost only 19. The team's goal difference stands at 129. And its total points record reaches 247. These figures help explain why Brazil is considered the best overall performer in World Cup history, both in absolute numbers and proportional terms. Absolute numbers show volume. Brazil has played and won more because it has always qualified and often advanced. Proportional performance shows efficiency. Brazil has not just appeared often, it has converted those appearances into results. In other words, Brazil's World Cup greatness is not only emotional or nostalgic. It is measurable. But numbers alone cannot explain Brazil's World Cup identity. The Seleção also became famous for the way it played. Around the world, Brazilian football came to represent imagination, dribbling, flair, quick combinations, and individual brilliance within a team structure. That reputation was strengthened by the great Brazilian sides of the mid-20th century and especially by the legendary 1970 team. Yet Brazil's history also shows that style and success are not always the same thing. Some Brazilian teams dazzled and fell short. Others were more pragmatic and won. The national myth often celebrates beauty, but the World Cup record reveals a more complex truth. Brazil's greatest strength has been its ability to combine talent with whatever the moment demanded. Brazil's greatest traditional rival is Argentina, and their World Cup meetings carry special weight because they bring together two giants from the same continent. In World Cup history, Brazil and Argentina have faced each other 4 times. Brazil won in 1974 in West Germany and again in 1982 in Spain. Argentina won in 1990 in Italy, and the 1978 meeting in Argentina ended in a draw. The rivalry goes far beyond those 4 matches, but the World Cup adds extra pressure because each encounter becomes part of national memory. Brazil versus Argentina is not simply a football game. It is a clash of styles, identities, legends, and expectations from 2 countries where football is deeply tied to pride. The country that has faced Brazil most often at the World Cup is Sweden. They have met 7 times, with Brazil winning 5 and the other 2 ending in draws. This matchup is historically important because Brazil's first World Cup title came in Sweden in 1958. Winning that tournament changed Brazil's football destiny. It introduced a new level of global recognition and helped begin the era in which Brazil became the sport's great symbol of attacking excellence. The repeated Brazil-Sweden meetings show how World Cup history is built not only through famous finals or bitter rivalries, but also through recurring encounters. Some opponents become woven into a nation's tournament story simply by appearing again and again across generations. Italy is another major name in Brazil's World Cup history. The 2 countries share a heavyweight relationship because both are among the most successful football nations ever. Italy lost 2 World Cup finals against Brazil, which helped strengthen Brazil's championship legacy. But Italy also eliminated Brazil in 2 tournaments, France 1938 and Spain 1982. The 1982 elimination is especially famous because that Brazil side is often remembered as one of the greatest teams not to win the World Cup. This is why Italy's role in Brazil's story is so compelling. Italy has been both a defeated finalist and a spoiler, a nation that Brazil overcame for glory and a nation that reminded Brazil that beauty alone does not guarantee survival. France and the Netherlands have also played important roles in Brazil's World Cup journey. France defeated Brazil 3 times, in Mexico 1986, in the 1998 final on home soil, and in Germany 2006. Those losses became major turning points, especially the 1998 final, which remains one of Brazil's most discussed World Cup disappointments. The Netherlands, meanwhile, has a layered rivalry with Brazil. The Dutch eliminated Brazil in 1974 and again in 2010, while Brazil eliminated the Netherlands in 1994 and 1998. The Netherlands also won the 3rd-place match against Brazil in 2014. These rivalries show that Brazil's history is not just a march of triumphs. It is also shaped by the teams that challenged, frustrated, and sometimes defeated the Seleção. Brazil's World Cup story is powerful because it combines unmatched achievement with constant pressure. 5 titles make Brazil the tournament's most successful national team. Perfect attendance makes Brazil the competition's most enduring presence. Its match record, goal difference, and points total place it at the top of World Cup performance history. But the story also includes painful eliminations, fierce rivals, and the burden of expectation that comes with wearing the most recognizable shirt in international football. Every World Cup begins with questions about Brazil. Can they win again? Can they restore the old magic? Can a new generation live up to the legends? That is the real measure of Brazil's place in the World Cup. The Seleção is not just part of the tournament's history. It helps define what the tournament means. If you found this helpful, please like this video and subscribe for more explainers.